Channel message.
They wanted two freedoms at once. The freedom to disrespect you behind your back and the privilege of continuing to enjoy you in person. That was the audacity. They could entertain accusations, private jokes, distorted stories, and conversations they would never repeat in your presence. Then approach you smiling, asking questions, pretending concern, and acting as though the relationship had not already been violated. They knew what they were doing. You knew too. They simply believed you did not. That belief made them reckless. It allowed them to look directly at you while carrying information they pretended not to have. They studied your face, tested your awareness, and kept performing familiarity because they assumed your silence meant they were getting away with it. You stayed still because confronting them too early would have helped them hide. They would have revised the story, cleaned up their behavior, and offered just enough truth to keep the rest concealed. Instead, you gave the pattern room to complete itself. No warning, no instruction, no emotional spectacle they could use to replace the original issue, right? They kept moving according to their own character. And eventually, they revealed more than what had been said behind your back. They revealed how comfortable they were being two-faced. They showed that they could participate in your humiliation and still expect your warmth, your attention, your trust, and your continued presence. They wanted you close enough to use, but unaware enough not to leave. A punching bag they could speak to afterward. A plaything they could put down and pick back up whenever they wanted the relationship to feel normal again. They believe access to you will remain available no matter how carelessly they handle it. That was their mistake. Your silence was not permission. It was restraint. You knew enough to expose the contradictions, embarrass the performance, and force private behavior into the open. You chose not to become destructive simply because they had behaved recklessly. That was grace. You refused to let their lack of character determine yours. They may have expected rejection, gossip, or secret hostility to damage your relationship with yourself. Their story required you to be weak and unaware, unstable, and desperate for their approval, but you never became the person they needed you to be. You did not collapse because they mishandled your name. You did not chase every rumor or beg for acceptance from people who had already shown you they are not to be trusted. In your presence or without, your love for yourself remained intact. If anything, their behavior strengthened it. You saw what would happen when your identity was placed in the hands of people who preferred distortion. You stopped asking those people to tell you who they were. Their accusations did not change your understanding of yourself. They changed your understanding of them. That is why you no longer come around. That is why there is no friendship to restore, no casual relationship to resume, and no opening waiting for them after time passes. There is nothing mysterious about your absence. You saw the two faces. You saw how easily kindness became performance and concern became a way to gather information. You saw people smile in your face while privately entertaining something so ugly at your expense. Then they had the unmitigated audacity to expect the relationship to continue. My Lord. They wanted to behave as though you were disposable without experiencing the consequence of losing you. Now they have to live with both truths. They have to live with what they did. And they have to live with knowing you were aware far more than they believed. They can not comfort themselves with the idea that you drifted away, misunderstood, or simply became busy. Your absence was an informed decision. You saw who they became when they believed integrity was optional. You believe what you saw, right? They may revise the story now. They may claim confusion, blame, or whatever influenced them and pretend the behavior was less intentional than that, like not that deep. It wasn't that deep, but they remember. They know when the friendliness was false. They know when they were checking your reaction to determine whether the truth had reached you. They know that they laughed at, repeated, concealed, and accepted whatever story they wanted to be true. Most importantly, they know you gave them opportunities to stop without publicly exposing them. They kept going. That is what they have to sit with. They kept going. You didn't have to force anyone to betray confidence, entertain disrespect, or participate in distortion. You simply stopped interrupting the pattern long enough for people involved to demonstrate what they were willing to become. By the time the truth was complete, confrontation was unnecessary. Their choices had already spoken. Removal became the answer. They may call your distance cruel or petty because your continued presence would allow them to believe the damage was not that serious. As long as you remained available, they could pretend the relationship had survived what they did. Your absence ended the illusion. You can forgive without returning. You can leave judgment with God without offering renewed access. You can understand that the people are wounded without volunteering to remain where those wounds are expressed with duplicity, entitlement, and disrespect. Grace does not require another trial period. You were not their punching bag. You were not their plaything. You were a person who gave them access, observed what they chose to do with it, and removed that access when their character made the decision clear. They thought they could betray you and still keep you. They were wrong. Now they have to live with themselves and with the fact that you saw them clearly long before they realized the performance was over.
End of message.